What's going on, guys? So it is one of those days where we play the Panther 2 and completely dumpster people. Now let's talk a little bit about why I like this tank so much. Now, it shoots APHE at 7.0. It's fast, and it's got a decent reload. That's pretty much everything you need to know about why this tank works. It's a recipe for success. I mean, if you flank and spank and play aggressive the way I do, you get into spots like this. You get into positions where you can completely dumpster a team. So instead of talking about why I like this tank so much, I'm just going to kind of talk about what I did this match and why it worked. And this is a perfect, almost a perfect example of what this tank can do, what it's capable of. Obviously, I've had better games than this, and I think a lot of people have probably had better games than this, but the way it was just laid out was just perfect. So let's sit back, grab some popcorn, and talk about why this game was so good. So I went to the left on Volockolamsk, left southern spawn, I guess you should say, by the cap over here. And what I did, or I guess it's the northern spawn, isn't it? Is it? Yeah, the northern spawn. I guess it was all the way to the left on my spawn. I'm done talking about directions. Regardless, I flanked. I got onto this hill in the forest, and I took shots at some tanks going to the cap. So I was fortunate enough to have 3 enemy tanks to shoot at, and they all went down with a nice one blow from the 88 each. And, I mean, fantastic. Absolutely outstanding, and there's no better way I'd like to start the match off. But I keep in my mind there's a forest to my left. Enemies might be doing the same thing I'm doing, so I turn to the left and start to drive that way. Now I see that my friend is getting shot, so we're trying to react to that situation. I feel like the guy that shot is right over here, and it was a 120, but that's not the only thing that's over in the area. There's more tanks floating around, so I'm sitting here and I'm kind of not wanting to move as much in the woods. The thing with that is, if you're ever in woods and you know there's an enemy tank around you, right? There's a lot of trees around. Just stay still and just wait and listen. First off, you can hear engine sounds, but on top of hearing engine sounds, you might also catch them moving. And regardless of what you think, and regardless of how good of a shot you are, a tank moving, even with the stabilizer, is going to have a harder time hitting you than if you're this one that's still. You catch them off guard. It's an ambush. I mean, and that's kind of how you have to make it work. This tank doesn't get a stabilizer, and some tanks at 7.0 do at this that it faces, like Centurion or the Chieftain. Not the Chieftain. You could face a Chieftain, but not the Chieftain in particular. I'm thinking of the Centurion and the Carnarvon are both tanks that are at this tier a little bit lower that have stabilizers. I mean, there's more than just that, but you have to be on the lookout for that, and you kind of have to learn how to make this tank the gun works. So the 88, obviously, if you have the Panther 2, hopefully you've been using an 88 for a little while, and you'll know that it's just great for side shots. So another one, hit the ammo rack or hit the crew members where it was a one shot, and that's great. The post pen damage on this tank is just absolutely awesome. I'm using a tree to my left, so just in case somebody pushes up, this way they'll only see a tree and they won't necessarily see where I am. Hopefully messing up a shot, maybe I'll be able to react. But here, I, take a look at the battlefield. I look left. I see the ass of a Magok going, and I'm like, let's risk it for a biscuit. And there it is. There's the biscuit, dude. You can see me going nuts on stream. Clearly a ridiculous shot for no reason through the tree there. But that's just things that happen, The Magok, even at 7.7 premium, it just cannot handle the power of the APHE once it pens, dude. It is a fantastic round. So here I'm just going to drive a little bit more on the edge of the cliff. I keep looking over to where I see the smoke, hoping to find the side-on enemy tank. But I don't find any more side-on enemy tanks, so I'm driving. And I'm going to start looking towards the spawn, and here we go. I see a tank coming out of the spawn. Going to continue to look around myself, make sure no one's pulling up on me. And here he is. Now, I was telling chat that they should watch. I was making a joke, and bang, first shot on that tank without even range finding. I felt like I was just in it in this game and just completely decimating things for no reason. But nonetheless, amazing stuff right here. I don't even know if I get any more kills. We're going to have to scrub through the footage and edit it a little bit. I don't know if I get any more kills from here on out. Well, I was right. That was actually the entire game. So I think that was the fastest 8-0 Panther 2 game here on YouTube. I don't even know, man. I just spent the rest of the game trying to hit this plane and messing about. So I'm going to give you a sneak peek as to what's coming out either later on today or early tomorrow morning. And I'm also live right now on Twitch as soon as this goes live, so you should check that out. Link is in the description down below. Thank you guys for watching. Again, I appreciate all the subs, the support as of late. And if you are curious, there's also going to be a link in the description to a Patreon that I just reopened. I'm using the Patreon as just a way as if you want to support the channel and you want to see some vlogs and stuff, that might help those come faster, because I'm going to use that money to, you know, get camera equipment or another computer or something like that along those lines. It's going to go back into the channel and helping the channel pump out better content. So if you're curious about that, link is in the description below. As always, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace, peace. All right, he's down.
I was a terror since the public school era. Bathroom passes, cutting classes, squeezing asses. Smoking blunts was a daily routine since 13. A chubby nigga on the scene. I used to have the tray deuce and the deuce in my bubble goose. Now I got the Mac in my knapsack, lounging black, smoking sacks up in axe and sidekicks with my sidekicks, rocking fly kicks.